Let's get all sorted. I'm James.
And I'm Jeff. Dun dun.
What are you doing?
In the criminal justice system, the minifigures are represented by two separate yet equally important groups: the police who investigate crime, and the people that play with them. These are their stories.
Clunk clunk.
Dun 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.
As always, if you want to check out links to everything we're talking about today, head over to breakingdads.com.
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 You can also leave us comments there, or you can find us on Twitter. I'm at Still Sorting.
And make sure to check out our Lego review videos on YouTube or on our website. I think we link to all of them
Yes.
as well. And we almost caught you just laughing there as we sang the entire Law and Order intro theme in our heads.
I think,
And out loud.
are we going to have to leave that one in instead of our regular music?
We might.
I feel like we nailed it. But I often feel like that with
Yeah.
music, and then when I hear it later, I found out, no, we did not nail it.
No.
So if we nailed it, in your opinion,
Yeah.
the listeners will get to hear it.
Singing is not our forte.
No,
I'm
it's
gonna
really
I'm
not.
gonna go with there.
It's right below talking for us. For pronouncing names correctly for me. That's
So what are we going to mangle today?
well, today we're talking about Lego Police, of course.
Excellent.
See, the minifigs of Lego City lead rich, vibrant lives. Whether they're hanging out at the Paradisia Resort or exploring the Arctic North or the depths of the ocean, they are free to live these lives as long as they don't put on a striped shirt, a domino mask, and a gray beanie. Because if they do, the Lego police forces will catch them.
It's a brutal world.
It really is. But it is nice that the crooks self-identify.
Right.
It does take...
Self-selecting.
Takes a lot of the legwork out of policing.
Yeah.
It really does.
I was going to work in the Arctic camp, but I thought, nah, I'm just going to be a criminal.
Profiling, man. That's profiling.
All right.
Well, we've joked before about Lego Batman having a ridiculous assortment of vehicles to take down the bad guys. But even the Dark Knight is lacking compared to what the modern Lego police can bring to the table. But was it always this way? Let's take a look at the history of Lego Police. I feel like there should be like some like chimes or something here, like.
So we go through the gauze of history.
Yes. Well, okay. At first, Lego cities did not have much crime, since there were no people to commit any crimes. But in 1956, things would change. As we discussed in our Lego minifigure episode, which you should listen to if you haven't, as it's great.
I think it's episode 12.
I believe it is.
Way back.
Way back. The first Lego people came riding to town on bikes and motorcycles.
Well, they're asking for it. Those
Yes.
are criminals in the waiting.
Exactly. It's only criminals ride motorbikes.
I
Just
think
ask,
so.
just ask the Fonz and his leather jacket.
Profiling.
Arthur Fonzarelli. There are people listening to this that have no idea. I shouldn't have any idea
No, you
who that
shouldn't.
is. I blame Weezer. Anyway, Lego already had a line of HO scale cars and trucks for kids to play with in the new Lego Town Plan system of play. But the cars and trucks now had to share the road with the bikes and motorbikes, so accidents were bound to happen. Which is why Lego needed some brave heroes to step forward. So in 1956, Lego released Traffic Police Set. Yay! It's
something.
a set of traffic lights and traffic cops to keep your new town moving along, worry free. No longer are you a no light town with your town plan set on your
No.
town plan mat.
I think this is inviting the criminals. I think there's some two-lane blacktop waiting to happen here. There's a drag strip on the outside of town. And, this innocentness is going to turn sour because everyone wants to skirt around the law. They're like, oh, there's a lawman in town. Time to build me a hot rod.
I could see that.
Yeah.
I could see that for sure. But luckily, with the traffic cops, with their ability to point,
They're going to sternly warn a lot of people.
hey, you, no drag racing.
He's got a raised eyebrow. We better get out of here.
But they didn't have,
Raised eyebrows.
yeah, at all. That wouldn't come till 1989.
Okay.
Did you
They
not
would
listen
have
to
to
the
wait.
Lego minifigure episode? Did you not listen to that at all?
The 80s would not be a time for it.
That's right.
The 50s.
So obviously, traffic cops are not enough to keep the peace. But luckily, reinforcements arrive in 1958 with another set of traffic police And this would be enough to keep the peace until 1972, when LEGO would release their first police station as part of the LEGO Town theme. And this was not just any police station. No, this was a police heliport.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
They went right to it.
You went right to it. 354 pieces, or set 354, had 168 pieces. Too many numbers. I'm glad they went away from the 3-digit numbers. 168 pieces, and you got to build a police car and a helicopter and a station with a helipad on the roof, obviously. And I like this. I like the look of this set. It's a beautiful blue set that lacks any actual police presence due to the fact that the Lego Land minifigures weren't released yet.
Yeah, like it has a weird city that time forgot feel about it when
Yeah.
you look at it. It is very pristine, very just like hyper modern and beautiful, and it has this feeling of a dead city though. Like
Yeah.
there's something about it to me that it is beautiful and aesthetic, and the photo is great. But then you're just like, yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's the people are missing. You're like, okay,
Where are all the people?
Yeah.
Are we going to talk about the Twilight Zone again, or we leave that for last episode?
no, we'll leave that for
Okay.
It is once again, it's there. It's always there, Jeff.
Yeah, so this was closer in scale to the old town plan sets than the modern minifig scale builds, of course, because there was no minifigs there, so that makes sense. Now, 4 years later, LEGO would release their second police station, set number 370, Police Headquarters.
Ooh.
Some more of that great LEGO naming right there.
Yeah.
We're going to build a headquarters for the police. What should we call it?
2 days later.
Headquarters it is. This set was 280 pieces, and it gave you 4 Legoland minifigures. So that's great. No arms, no legs, no face, but still willing to go after the bad guys.
Dedication.
Yeah, they're good. They also got a police car, which they couldn't fit into,
Meh.
and a police van, which they also couldn't fit into,
Meh.
and a helicopter, which I think the top half of an officer might have been able to fit into.
So they were all about the idea of policing.
Yeah, and then, but you want to talk dedication. They had 2 motorbikes, which were brick built, and you were supposed to build the minifigure into it so that its legs
Wow.
were forward.
Some
and
RoboCop
down.
stuff right there.
Yeah, I think that's
And if they ever caught a criminal, they're going to have to, it's going to get grisly. Because if they're going to fit them
Yes.
in the back of that cruiser, man.
it's true.
Wow. This
Yeah,
is
I can imagine
dark.
the like entrance exam. Like, well, Billy, you've qualified to be a police officer. How do you feel about saws in your midsection?
Oh.
I assume they talk like that in 1972. Apparently, 1972.
Yeah, I think so. Everybody's a tough talker with a cigar hanging out of their mouth. That's what people did.
Yeah. You also get to build this epic, for 1976 anyway, a 2-story police complex with a double garage and, again, rooftop helicopter parking.
2 stories? Helicopter? Amazing. They seems like they've got a bit of a theme going. Helipad.
They do like their helicopters. I feel like they thought, hey, these Lego towns are going to become really sprawling. We got traffic lights way back in 1956, right?
Yeah.
They're modern HEP towns. They need aerial pursuit.
I wonder
for
if
sure.
the narrative from a kid's point of view, if this was very like, kind of awesome and cutting edge, like the idea of a police helicopter, that was a big new thing.
Or had they invented the rotor piece, and they're like, man, that mold was expensive.
Yeah.
Let's make a lot of helicopters.
helicopter everything, helicopter kitchen set.
When we get to the stats at the end, I think that the helicopter rotor piece might be borne out. But we'll see. That's my theory. Fast forward now to 1979, and we get our first modern minifig police station. Set number 381. You'll never guess what they called it.
Headquarters of the policing units.
Oh, so close. They went with police headquarters.
Wow.
Yes.
Again.
Yeah, that's if it ain't broke,
Yeah.
then continue to slap it. on
Call
products.
it police headquarters.
This one came in at 372 pieces, and it was nice and white and black, and for some reason also yellow and green. It gave you it's a very similar station to the one in 1976, except now that the minifigures have arms and legs and eyes, so they can be trusted to pilot the vehicles, which is really nice. The 4 minifigures get you a regular officer, and then 2 leather jacket-clad officers, right? Because you need a leather jacket to ride a motorbike,
Right.
or to fly a helicopter.
When was Chips on the air? I feel like this is
1979. That could be.
I don't remember.
I was 1, so
you
were like
you were watching
12, right? You were 12 at that point.
37.
37. Okay, so you might know.
I feel like it was in the late 70s.
Did Chips have like an air traffic controller for the police helicopter? I only asked because they include.
They did. I remember a police helicopter episode.
Of course there was.
Yeah, I think they made good use of that because in L.A. or wherever that was, that was a thing.
Yeah.
Gridlock. Need to chase people into the desert with a helicopter. Awesome.
I like that Lego police, like they figured out the what's his name, O.J. Simpson pursuit way before it happened. I think that's nice.
I wonder if that was just a common thing.
Yeah.
Before that, like it just happened all the time, and that just became the first popularized instance. Maybe that's where he got the idea from.
Perhaps. Yes, he's like, you know what, friend, let's get into my Bronco and go for a ride. And then he realized life wasn't made of Lego, and that's when he gave himself up. That's a dramatic reenactment of the OJ.
If you're not at least in your mid-30s, this podcast makes no sense.
Yes.
Like, do your kids listen to this and say, "Dad, I don't understand
often
50% of the references you make"?
It's okay. We'll get it. We'll fast forward some more, and we'll get up there. Basically, Lego remakes this police station 2 more times in 1983 and 1986. They're white and black. They're 2 stories. You get at least 1 motorbike, a car, and a helicopter with ample parking for everything. And then the 90s hit. And Lego executives have a meeting, I'm assuming. You know how we love to do our Lego meetings.
They're like, what should we do here? We've got to make some changes.
Yes, and they realized 2 things. Okay. 1, modern kids want tiny stations.
Too big.
Exactly.
Too big.
Nothing too big. You don't want to intimidate the modern child.
No.
The 90s kid.
Policemen are small.
Exactly. And 2, helicopters are old news, man. People today, they want boats.
Oh, right. Sorry, I shouldn't do a pseudo-Scandinavian person. It should be not Calm Cool Collected. It should be like, rad, man. You know what we should make?
What's the 90s? I'm assuming everyone.
Yeah, they all wore their hats backwards.
I wonder if the boats thing, was Breaker High a thing at this point? I don't know.
Miami Vice?
Maybe.
Because that was a late 80s thing.
Yeah.
So by this point, I could see Miami Vice, dude. That's totally it.
But boats. That modern trappings of boats. So using this well-founded research, Lego gives us set number 6540, Pier Police, which are not policing piers.
Yeah.
But they're policing.
This isn't a friend's
boat
set.
docked piers. No, this is not about. This is not about a set to get people to start smoking.
No.
This is a set
start or stop.
Yes. This is a set about
boats.
So it's a tiny 2-floor police station on a pier.
Mm-hmm.
352 pieces. You get 4 cops, 2 boats, a car, and a motorbike. Got to have the car and the motorbike still.
Wow.
For the Pier Police. I don't know. There's not much I can say about this set.
That's not a lot of pieces. That's a lot of stuff. So I get the sense that there's just a lot of things, and
I don't know.
The usual things.
I look at it and I go, okay,
that's stuff.
That's a thing that happened.
Yeah.
I don't know. As if to make up for Pier Police, Lego's next police station is the fantastic Central Precinct HQ in 1996. And I like this because it's not just a police precinct or police headquarters. It's the Central Police Precinct HQ.
Yeah, it's not headquarters anymore either.
Yeah, they shortened it. They don't have time to talk about headquarters. They're like, you're saying the word headquarters, the bad guy's getting away. Let's call it HQ, or if you're British, HQ.
There's too many crime shows on the air on TV by this point.
Yes.
So now they're like, well, okay, we can assume everyone knows what HQ means.
Yes. We no longer have to keep HQ on the QT.
Exactly.
And they put this set out ASAP. So this one's 615 pieces. It's back to giving us a motorbike, a car, and a helicopter, of course. This set also adds a truck to the motor pool.
Oh, boy.
This is the first police station to give us a jail cell and a criminal to put in it, but don't expect him to stay long. They don't call him Jailbreak Joe for nothing.
Does he have a spoon?
He has a pencil mustache.
Ooh.
So he's got that going for him.
It's John
Basically,
Waters.
it's John Waters, yeah, maybe. I'd say Freddie Mercury. He looks a little bit like Freddie Mercury.
There we go.
So
this is a good minifigure for multiple purposes then, if you need a pencil mustache.
He realizes he can muscle that jail cell bar out of the way if he just uses enough pressure.
Ding, ding, ding,
So,
ding, ding.
another one the kids won't get.
Yeah.
But honestly, I don't know why he's trying to break out. It's not like he's going to get free when there's 4 other officers working at the station. So, I mean, 4-to-1 police to criminal
He
ratio.
knows what they're busy doing. They're thinking
Yes.
about riding all their awesome vehicles outside.
That's right. They're telling stories about the old days when they used to have to saw in half to get on the motorcycle.
Exactly.
So,
They're all sitting around
Pretty
reading the
good.
respective motorcycle, car, and helicopter monthly magazines. That's all they
yeah,
do.
that sounds right.
Yeah.
Helicopter motorcycle monthly. That's good. They didn't go for the weekly
No,
one. I find
no.
that one better because it stays a little more relevant. It's called Motorcopter Weekly.
Motorcopter. It probably exists.
Wow.
Sorry, Motorcopter fans.
Sorry if you're listening to us. Actually, at this point, I don't know what happened. I can't stop thinking about a weird motorcycle helicopter hybrid magazine now. Like,
Well, it's waiting to be had. It's Condé Nast. We have your magazine.
business idea.
We will save you.
They say the kids don't read magazines anymore. Well, I got the idea for you. And they'll be like, why are you talking like someone from the 70s? Because again,
Get back to the 90s. So
Yeah.
the rest of the 90s.
the rest of the 90s and through the 2000s, Lego gives us 6 more solid police stations. But in my mind, they finally outdo themselves in 2011 with set number 7498, the classically named
Ba-ba.
Police Station.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah, no headquarters this time. It's just a station, an outpost,
stepping it
as
down.
it were. Yes. While the name lacks creativity, it does make up for it in its design. To me, it looks like the classic station of 1976, all grown up. It's 783 pieces. It's got 3 floors of station with helipad on top, of course. It's got 2 jail cells above the 2 garages. You get a police car, a prisoner transport, and no motorcycle. But you do get a boat. So that's... Oh, sorry, a bike. You don't
Bike.
get a boat.
Okay,
You get a
there
bike.
we go.
I'm like, where would they boat on this? This is not pure police. This is a station. Yes, you get a pedal bike. And you do get 4 officers and 2 prisoners and a police dog to help you track down any escapees.
Huh.
It's a big, beautiful... When I think Lego police station, this is what I think of.
Yeah.
They followed that up the next year in 2012 with the Forest Police Station, which is a great-looking set in my mind. But really, how bad is the crime rate in the forest?
It pretty bad.
Is it?
I don't know.
Is this like? I mean, I guess it's 2012. Is that they with all the police in the city and all those stations? Maybe they thought, no, let's move our criminal enterprise out to the forest.
That's where I do it. Well, you're actually worrying about the bears and all the raccoons.
There is a bear in the set. My question though is: are the police there to protect the bear from the criminals?
No.
Or vice versa?
No, that's a drug cooking bear.
Because to me, I feel like if the bear eats the criminals, that's just justice being served. Is that? Am I wrong?
I think so. Yeah, that's their
I'd like to point out these are plastic people; they're not real people. I'm not condoning
bear consumption.
bear consumption. So after making the forests were safe and crime free, Lego set their sights on cleaning up another high crime area with the Swamp Police Station.
This is a cool set. I like this.
It is a
one.
cool set. I agree, and it's
The name does not get my attention, but
No.
the set itself.
yes.
There's a little like this is the one with the detail of the rubber tires.
Yeah, it's got the little-
chained to the pier to stop the boats from hitting the pier. I thought that alone was a cool detail.
Yeah.
Like I just thought, right, okay,
and it's got an
somebody really
airboat.
thought this out.
An airboat for the bad guys. Who doesn't
Whoa.
like an airboat?
Yeah. What do they really call it? What are those? Are they called an airboat?
They call it an airboat
Really?
or a fan boat. People might call them.
I don't have no idea. I think they call it something else.
Why are you doubting me?
Because words.
You don't think I'm an
'cause
expert
words.
on fan boats or airboats? All right. I've watched Archer.
Again, references none of the children
Yeah.
listening will.
Don't watch Archer, kids.
No.
Yeah. I don't know. Is this where the forest criminals transfer to? I guess after the forest got cleaned up, they're like, let's go to the swamps, and
Yeah.
they're like, oh man,
The last refuge of criminality.
is there? I don't know. Like, I want to know where's the Arctic police station?
Yeah.
Right. I know those penguins are up to something.
Oh, man.
You can see it in their eyes.
They're working with the polar bears.
Yes. Nasty killing machines, those polar bears. In all, Lego has released 19 police stations since 1972. with 5 in the last 5 years, and
Wow.
1 already scheduled for 2016, which I've just seen preliminary photos of.
Now, like a police station?
Well, I'd call this one a station. It's the Prison Island.
Whoa, it's got a good name.
That's a good name, isn't it?
Yeah.
Prison Island. Like, that's gonna be fun when you haven't seen your cousin for a while, and you're like, oh, I haven't seen you. Where you been? Oh, I was at Prison Island. And you have to think, were they working?
Yeah, and they don't explain.
No.
And they have a lot of tattoos.
Yes. The early photos, like I say, they're out. It looks really, if you're listening to this in the future and the set's already out, go look at it. Go get it. It just looks beautiful. It has everything I could ever want in a police station, and even things I didn't know I wanted until now.
Like what?
Well, let's see. You get yourself prison cells, complete with bunk bed, which I love. You've got a helicopter because
You need one?
it's Lego Police. You get trapdoors, secret passageways, boats, and even a hot air balloon
That's absurd.
to, I guess, facilitate some sort of prisoner escape.
You're on an island. You need to silently escape. It's going to
Yeah.
be a hot air balloon.
For sure.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So I think they're doing a good job keeping the Lego City safe. If you were somehow able to buy one of every Lego Police set ever released, you would have a very impressive police force consisting of
Drum roll.
231 police officers, 8 of them Legoland minifigures, so they'd be pretty useless. 71 crooks, 39 police trucks, 33 police helicopters, 31 police cars, 31 police motorcycles, 27 police boats, 14 police ATVs, 13 police dogs, 7 mobile command units, and 5 police airplanes.
Now, I'm going to go out on a limb. Now, if I was coming in as the commissioner of Lego Police,
Yeah.
I'd be like, guys, I know you guys like your helicopters, but we're running a budget deficit, and if you need to go get donuts, don't use the copter. If you need to go run errands, you need to go pick up dry cleaning, stop using the copter. We have too many copters. I think we need to sell off all of the copters.
I feel like they could get by on like 6. Like, you shouldn't have more
It's-
helicopters than cars. That's just me. Squad cars.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or motorcycles. Well, like, what are these guys
Yeah.
policing?
Yeah. I also noticed the bike just sits there never getting used, guys. Like,
Yeah.
maybe you get some exercise.
Well, exactly. This is, I guess we need Lego Hospital is feeding off of this. Just all the people having heart attacks from just flying around in their helicopters all the time.
Or just the side effects from consuming all those jet fuels.
Yeah.
And the fumes coming
There's an
out of it.
environmental disaster happening right here.
but
So,
there's
as commissioner, we got to change this, Jeff.
Some restraint with only 5 police airplanes. So,
Yeah,
I'm sure that's what they say. Like, look, we only bought 5 airplanes. We should be able to get 33 helicopters.
This is like they got all the government military hand-me-downs or something. They're like, yeah, we got 15 like crazy
I do like,
attack things, but
Yeah.
we can't afford bullets.
and better than 1 out of 10 police officers knows how to fly a helicopter.
Yeah, that's a lot of training. So that's how you got it. What you need to get into Legoland Police Force. So to
Yeah.
get it, just basic training, you're like, oh, do you have your aircraft license? You're like, what are you talking about?
I want to be a traffic cop. No, we haven't had those since the 50s.
No,
Don't
we
worry about it.
got 13 dogs, man.
Yeah.
We've only ever had 13 dogs. Most of them are dead now.
You don't need streetlights when you got this many copters.
No, exactly. We rule from the skies. Lego City is a very noisy place. That's the impression I'm getting.
I do also like that they have all this ginormous motor pool. They've got 231 cops for 71 crooks.
Wow.
That's a pretty good ratio.
That is
I
incredible.
think.
I would feel very safe in Lego City.
But then again, I think the Lego police have to be ready for just about anything, from alien invasion to supervillains running amok. They've sure come a long way from making sure cars don't run into cyclists, though. So
No,
that's nice.
just alien attack.
Now, I should bring up a couple other things. Not only have Lego police been protecting the citizens that live in the towns and cities and forests and swamps, but some very special police divisions have sprung up in the most unlikely of places.
We can't escape without talking about these.
No, because if you're a regular listener to the podcast, you know that Fabuland is both at once James' most favorite theme ever devised, and also the stuff of his waking nightmares. So they did release 3 Fabuland police sets. The anthropomorphic populace of Fabuland is protected by Chief Birdie Bulldog and Constable Bulldog. I guess you don't get a name until you become chief. You get it promoted.
Yeah.
You're just Constable Bulldog.
I don't know who they're going after.
It's actually, I really like this set because you get a little prison cell.
Yeah.
And then you get a little, I guess, the constable sitting at the duty desk with his feet up on the
His
desk,
phone.
talking on the phone.
Yeah.
And they've got these really cool most wanted placards of
Yeah,
different
like mug
Fabuland.
shots.
Yeah, and they're like numbered. And you only get number 11 and 13. I guess they've already caught the top 10.
That's their criminals that they've got mugshots for. They've brought them
Right.
in, maybe.
Yes.
I don't know.
There's definitely a
what have they
story
done
going
with
on
them?
there. Yes, exactly. How did your heads get so big? So that was the station. I'm going to call that a station for Fabuland. You also got 2 more sets in 1985. You got a police van and a police motorcycle. Both of them having what I assume is Police Chief Bertie Bulldog rather than Constable Bulldog, because why wouldn't you put Bertie in more sets?
This feels like something, again, that doesn't feel like a mid-'80s set. This feels like something when you look at the bubble letters and the weirdness of the narrative. I'm like, this is from like the late 60s.
Yes.
It just feels very psychedelic.
I
and
feel like
strange.
the seeds of this one were the late 60s.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
The burnout designer that they let loose with
It
the
looks
Fabuland.
like a like
I don't know. I love
late 60s British kids TV show.
It does.
Yeah,
Yeah, it has
that's
that.
sort of the feel. Like HR Puff and Stuff, the series. There's a reference for it. No, okay.
I don't even know that. HR Pop. Is this a train thing?
No, it was a like weird sort of Muppety kids 60s show.
Oh, I think.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, let's stop there.
The internet. Okay. So since Lego minifigures were also already living in space by 1978, eventually Lego had to release Space Police sets.
The inevitable.
Because hey, kids love the space sets and kids love the police sets. What if we smush them together?
Well, the criminals have escaped to. I mean, they've just tired of being on this totalitarian
right.
panopticon that is Helicopter City. So they escaped to space.
They went to where no helicopter could go.
Yeah. Where are we gonna go? Where are we gonna go, guys? We're gonna go to space. All right, boss. We're going to space.
Now, the first Space Police series saw 6 sets released in 1989. My personal favorite is set number 6986, Mission Commander, also known as Space Police Galactic Enforcer in the UK. It's 478 pieces of classic space black, blue, and red trans. Now, personally, I want to go back in time and make my parents buy this for me for Christmas. I believe you have a slightly different opinion on this.
I don't know. I'm not impressed by these sets. They lack. They just look like a mass of dark things jumbled together with jaggedy bits, and they don't look. I don't know.
There's
my
Lego.
favorite.
There's classic space people listening to this right now that are picking up their pitchforks. They're dipping their
weird.
torches in oil, getting them ready to light.
I lived through classic space, and even as a kid, it wasn't my favorite thing. And
See?
I love space.
Yeah.
But it didn't do it for me.
No, see, this is why you have no joy in your heart.
This
right
is-
there.
I got Fabuland. I don't need joy.
Well, you were wrong on Space Police. It was
apparently I
awesome.
was, yeah.
And so they
I'm
did a
sure
second series of Space Police in 1992.
They sold a
released-
few of them.
They must have. They released 7 new sets, including set number 6957, Solar Snooper. Now, here's a case where they went, hey, let's go crazy on the name. Has nothing to do with the set whatsoever. This is a 12-wheel planetary crawler made from 255 pieces of black, gray, red, and trans green, which I think looks glorious, and I think you think looks like a pile of whatever.
Oh, the crawler? No, I think the crawler's
Okay, you're on board with
Yeah.
the crawler. Okay. I do love the fact that the Space Police have this massive 12-wheeled ground assault military vehicle to transport one prisoner. So you think the city police are bad with their budget? Hey, we got to move Larry there from one space prison to another space prison. Now, bear in mind, there's no atmosphere on this planet, so were he to escape, he would die instantly. How should we move him? I've got a 12-wheeled thing that runs on nuclear energy. Sorry, that's my take on what happened there.
Is the prison on the sun? That's the other thing.
Yes.
I wonder, and is Snoop, they can Snoop with this 12-wheeled monstrosity because the sun is so loud?
Yeah.
that they can just get by with that, and everyone's like, I didn't see that coming.
Wow. How did that thing really snuck up on me? Is it solar powered? Nope.
Nope.
Oh, you know what we should call it?
Actually, it might be solar powered. They have suns inside of it.
That's
They're harnessing the energy of that
Of a
sun.
captured sun,
Yeah.
yes.
It's nuclear fusion.
How did I not
or
think of that?
fission or something happening in it?
That's I think
Yeah.
you're giving them way too much credit on that, but I'm going to go with it. I like it. So obviously, with a set like that, Space Police 2 is going to be even more successful than the original Space Police. So you know what's better than a sequel? The trilogy.
Obviously.
Space Police 3 released 15 sets between 2009 and 2010.
They've done. I like those ones. They're a little shapier.
Yeah, it's we're into the more
Curvier?
modern,
Shapier.
Yeah.
Curvier.
more snot building techniques, softer lines, less boxy,
Yeah.
for sure. And you like the modern stuff.
I am a fan.
Yes.
I don't know. I like those gentle curves, and it's just visually pleasing.
Mm-hmm.
But it's all good.
It's all good, yes.
It's all good.
You're okay with other people liking classic Space Police.
No.
You're like,
no,
you're just like,
That's
no,
it.
wipe it from history.
Yeah.
That's
I blocked those sites.
a very strong position to take. I'm actually kind of
No.
shocked. We'll point out my favorite set from this line is set number 7980, Squidman's Pit Stop. And I like this one because it's one of the few police sets under any theme where the police are badly outnumbered by the crooks. You only get one space cop and 3 alien crooks.
Sounds right.
Yeah. Which is nice.
If
I don't
you're-
I don't know why they didn't hire any alien cops. I feel like that was a mistake.
Yeah, that seems like an oversight.
Yeah, a little xenophobic.
The criminal justice system of the future is troublesome.
These Lego sets will be why our alien overlords will overthrow us in the future. They'll be
They're
like,
going to point
no.
to this specifically.
Yes.
Exhibit A.
But it is a nice set, Squidman's Pit Stop. You get the Black Hole Gang's hideout. Yes, the Black Hole Gang.
Well, that's because they hide.
Yes. Well, they had a space to hide.
Well,
It was-
and I don't know how they hide in a black hole. They would
no,
just be
no,
compressed into
they're the
nothing.
Black Hole Gang.
Right.
Right, because once you're in this gang,
Yo,
you never get out.
I get
Do
it.
you get it?
Yeah.
And then it would make for some interesting tattoos, I'm sure.
Just spiraling darkness.
Yes. So that's their hideout / repair shop because they had to repair their ships. And you do get 3 bad guy vehicles that I think would look right at home in the inevitable Mad Max in Space remake we're sure to get.
It's coming soon.
Yes, coming to a theater near you.
Because that's kid friendly.
Yes. Mad Max Fury Space.
You can't watch a movie, kids, but
I don't know. They got that.
That whole vibe is going on,
when I
yeah.
see the bad guy vehicles from the Space Police 3 line, I hear Tina Turner's voice in my head, and I'm thinking of Thunderdome.
wow.
I don't know what it is.
I did not even remember that Tina Turner was involved. Yeah.
Though there are people listening to this going like, no, that wasn't Tina Turner. That was what's her name?
Grace Jones?
No, from the new movie.
Oh.
Yes.
I haven't even seen the new one.
You know what? I don't even know why I hang out with you.
I know. No cultural capital at
You
all
got- you
over
got-
here.
Man.
Films from the 90s. Let's discuss.
Yes. Mad Max was a movie before it was a movie, for those of you that don't know. Just thought I'd put that out there. Mad Max was a movie like before Tom Hardy was born, maybe even. I'm not entirely sure. I don't know how old he is. Anyway, the point is, it's a nice set. You
Yeah.
can look at it online. If you've seen Mad Max, you'll go like, oh yeah. And if you haven't seen it, you'll go like, I have no idea what they're talking about. But that's par for the course when you listen to this podcast.
I think so.
So there you have it. For 60 years, Lego police have been keeping law and order by land and sea and air and forest, swamp and space and animal-headed parallel dimensions, really keeping everywhere safe.
They're busy.
Yes. Well, that's why they have to have so many cops.
That's true.
I think that's it right there. I guess the question is, has Lego been giving the police enough to do? Is there a setting where you'd like to see a police station? Let us know. Leave a comment on the website or hit me up again on Twitter. I'm at Still Sorting. And don't forget to check out our YouTube videos and rate us and review us on iTunes.
Sounds like a lot to do. That's a big homework list.
Yes.
Do it. Until next time, I've been James.
And I'm still Jeff.